Hoot hoot, everybody! Hoot hoot! Oh, you're down there. We need to look higher, everybody. I'm Vilhelm Vanderbos, the noble owl of Globie Generation 2 Equinox, and I'm taking on this challenge. Hi, everybody. Hoot hoot, how you doing? I'm looking up and into the distance because I'm doing the Frieren challenge today. Frieren. Do you guys know which one I'm talking about? If not, let me tell you. This is something of an art trend that popped up a couple of weeks ago. I would say more like a last month's thing, but I've been wanting to do it, so that's why I've brought it in today. Basically, it started off with someone asking for a general advice of how to draw a kind of a low angle of Frieren. Frieren, the elf from the anime, manga, and probably light novel, if I know how that thing works, called Frieren at the Funeral, or maybe that's the first season. Beyond Journey's End right now, yeah, that's right. So it's a very tricky low angle, and I would say it's so funny and relatable. Yes, I find that too, and I mentioned it before on stream that I'm very I feel like it's very admired, or like it's very how do you say? I admire the attempt because this angle is one of the hardest you can draw. I think it's so difficult. It's you kind of, let me show you actually. I'm talking like you can see it. Hold on, give me a moment. Let me just grab it to you. WebP. Who even thought of WebP? I would like a word. Let me save that as something else. Got it. Frieren. So I think even people that haven't watched the show or anything might have come across this drawing. At least they recognize the character, right? Here you go. This is the picture posted. What do you guys do? How do you guys draw this angle? And it looks really funny. I will admit it looks really funny because of how all the proportions are off and everything, but honestly, after that, a lot of people have taken upon themselves to draw this angle. And it's kind of looked different for everybody. There's no correct way of doing it, so to say, you know? It's just kind of, I don't know, I just found it really fun and really funny generally that this is it's been such a trend, really. But anyway, I'm skipping ahead. I see there's a lot of chatter going on, and I would like to give a hoot hoot back for every hoot hoot you give me. So let's see, who do I see? Faithlock, hoot hoot. Welcome. Hoot hoot, Mizu. See who else we see here. We got Miri, hello. Joy, hello. Sai, hello. And Chaco, hello. Jennifer, Laurie, I see you too. If I'm missing anyone, you go ahead and give me a hoot hoot. Lix, hello. Hello, Adam. Welcome. Thank you, Miri. Hello, Ichigo Miruku. Yeah. So, it's commendable that you at least try to draw the angle. I agree, Chaco. I agree. Because it's super difficult, and I don't think I'm gonna do it very correct either. It's a very difficult one. I've seen a lot of, you know, professional industry artists do it too. And I found myself agreeing with some of them, not with others. They still look very good. It's very well drawn, but it's still kind of, you know, some of the artists kind of interpret the picture like there's a bit of a tilt to the head, you know, up and tilt. Others just draw straight up looking. Others kind of make it look like just looking straight up as well. Let's see. But yeah, I guess we can go. We can just go into the art scene, and then we can talk about the different ways of doing this. I'd prepped references, and now they are gone. I don't know where they went. Give me just a mo. Sorry I ran a bit late today. Some preparations took a little bit longer, and obviously I'm still not done with them. That's too bad. Oh well. I guess I'm gonna do it hard mode, because I don't have my references. So I'm just gonna grab a picture of Frieren, and we're gonna dive right into it, because preparation is key and I am not prepared. Let's see. Hard mode art, as if it's not hard enough, you know? As if it's not hard enough that the angle is the way it is. Everything is a WebP as well, love it. I just need a reference of Frieren. Where is Frieren? Frieren, character reference, got it. Okay. Save image. Preparation is key, we're all out of keys. Yeah, and we need to lockpick a lot right now. I am actually kind of stressed because I had prepared ahead of time, but it would seem that the things I saved did not upload and sync correctly, so I don't have it on my magic mirror. So yeah, good times. I'm grabbing what I can. How are you guys doing, by the way? You can answer that question in the meantime. Everything is a WebP. Everything is a WebP. Ish. Oh, never mind. Everything is in a WebP. There's some AVIF as well. Okay. Alright, let's get to the drawing and we can talk about things as we're there. How are you, Bill? Pretty good. Kind of stressed, just momentarily, as I am just trying to find my references. Because this is difficult. This is a difficult angle. Let's see, do I have anything else here I can use? Yeah, okay, I got some stuff. Good to go. Do you make how to make food streams? It's been in my wanting to do. It's been in my wanting to do for a while, wanting to do list. I haven't been able to because it takes a while. It takes a while to prep too. Like, it takes a lot of resources to prep a cooking stream, so I've not been able to do it. Hopefully it's still in the cards for the future. But as things are now, I have not done one. I do hand cam streams. I do hand cam streams where I'm still tinkering with stuff. So that's still something we got ongoing. I'm building a little diorama of miniature Lego pieces. So at least I do have hand tinkering streams that you can check out. Seen Frieren on Netflix. Aye, that's right. Frieren is on Netflix, isn't it? I haven't watched the show. I think I've only seen some clips, but I've read the manga in a while, and then at some point I kind of it wasn't as interesting for a while. I really liked the first part of it. Cooking stream where Bill draws food where I draw food. Hello Fora, welcome. It's nice to have you here. Welcome back. Drawing food, that's interesting. I would kind of want to do that at some point too. That's a good idea, actually. Let me make a mental note. let me make a mental note. Come here, mental. Okay, done. Just gonna finish up a piece that I'm working on at the moment. Yeah, all right. I'm also gonna double check that we have the art challenge listed. Yeah, in the video description, you have an ongoing art challenge that you can get your art featured as well. It doesn't matter like if you're a highly advanced of an artist or you just want to try yourself out with a pencil and paper. We're doing the Globie pause challenge currently. Is linked in the video description, and you can join in as long as you get your entry in before the feature stream on the 27th. I will feature your art. I'm looking forward to getting a lot of entries, and yeah, gosh, I'm saying things in the wrong order. So recently, the company I work for, Globie, has announced that it's going to close down at the end of the year, and so this art challenge where we use parts of different Globie talents is essentially my last hurrah and tribute to everyone in the last bit of the company, so to say, everyone that's in the company, so that I want to send everyone off with a nice big celebration of, you know, their characters and creativity, because I really love what we built up here under the Globie banner. And exactly, I was going to say, Mary, everyone gets to keep their IPs, so I'm not going anywhere. I will just be waving my own banner from now on. I'm going to go independent starting next month. So yeah, I love everything that the opportunities that I've gotten and that I've been able to build up this lovely community of Plumies. That's you guys, by the way. And yeah, join me in spreading the word of this, spreading the word about that, you know, that we're doing this art challenge so we can get as many entries as possible. I apologize that I'm a bit out of it. I'm a bit flustered over the fact that I'm doing a very difficult challenge, and my preparation is kind of gone down the drain. But at least, you know, one preparation that doesn't go down the drain is your experience and everything that you've done art-wise that leads up to this moment. But you know what would help a little bit is if you guys give me a little bit of your power by liking the stream. I think I'm gonna really need it this time. So plus one like for the stream, I will really appreciate it, and it's gonna make the bills sing. It's gonna make the everything work out pretty good. There you go. Hello Mars, welcome. That you're not really motivated people to do the difficult pose. Yes. Take a deep breath, make sure to hydrate. Thank you, Mary. Let me. Yeah, I'm really nervous now. Extra nervous. But what better way to do it than just get right at it, right? Okay, so first thing I wanted to talk about was that this low angle is very difficult because it's really at the edge of what you usually do when you draw anime. Usually, as you guys know, when you do like a low angle, you tend to just lift the face, but not change a lot. Some people do, at least. Some artists choose to just lift the face and leave a lot more of the chin showing. But if you do it when it's a very high angle, it just squishes the face a lot, you know? Like as an example, right? We have a, let's do like a general face. It's a bit of a longer oval with looking up, right? So usually I see drawings of a face. Let's see if we can kind of do something with Frieren here. There you go. So instead of doing it straight, we have like the eyes kind of here. This is very, very, very sloppily indicated right now. The hair there, right? So the shortcut, the quick way to do it is generally you kind of just grab and kind of lift the face up and kind of move these parts higher. And it's quick enough to do it when you do the when it's like a comic thing, you lower the ears a bit and it kind of looks like they're looking up, right? It kind of looks like they're looking up, but this part is something that is always like, what is going on there? You get away with it for a moment, but this looks very, very everyone becomes Buzz Lightyear, you know, big chin. And then when we're talking about even doing the semi 3/4 angle, it's also going to be tricky. Now, reference is key. It's really good to get some references, but I also find that some references you do like you might get a very influenced by its style as well. So gotta use references a little bit sparingly in the sense like how much you use them for references. So I gotta decide now. Let's bring in the Frieren, the meme picture again. I have to decide. Oh, it's reversed even. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. I have to decide what I want to do with this, because there's a lot of ways to interpret this. Now, clearly, it is like a slightly upward angle, but this also kind of seeing this much of the jaw underneath also implies that's very, very high, like really lifting your head up. So I am just gonna. I think I've got it. I think I know which one I want to go for. Let's also grab the reference of Frieren from first season. Here's Frieren. And I guess we don't really need a lot of a reference, but why not just still have it there, right? There you go, Frieren. And we go into the drawing. So my way of drawing, I do grayscale. I do grayscale rendering, essentially. Sketch into rendering. Not a lot of line art, not a lot of preps. So I kind of eyeball a lot, which is why I think this is gonna turn out a little bit wonky. But because it's digital art, you always get the chance to fix things. So we're gonna take regular kind of breaks where I look away and kind of mirror the canvas a little bit too, so that we can see where things are looking a bit wrong. But it's my challenge, so no backseating unless tricky turkey. All right, no backseating, no pointing of things that are looking wrong. I'm gonna try to figure it out, and then I will ask you guys if I want your opinion on how things are looking. Okay, we can learn together if it's something that's tricky. So as always, start the music. Kind of feels like starting a timer when I do that. Yeah, thank you, Mary. I forgot I don't have that on the on this scene. Let's see. All right. How's the music? Is it loud? A little loud. Got it. That better? It feels like it's preparation for a quest, right? I love this. Okay. First of all, let's work on the head, the face, okay? I feel like I'm missing, yeah, I'm missing one. Dun, dun, dun. Here, I need a... Yeah, 150. Okay. Welcome, Kuro. Was that a hoot hoot? I didn't hear it. Okay, so the way I interpret this is that we are kind of sitting, let's pretend that we're sitting next to her, looking up to her. She's kind of short, but if we're just sitting anyway, looking kind of back at her, she's kind of seeing something in the horizon. Also looks like she's smiling. Frieren doesn't smile a lot, she does sometimes, but she tends to have this kind of blank expression. You can hear the hoot, that's good. Ayo, okay, locking in. That's kind of like, okay, kind of like that. Bring it back, that was pretty good. Okay. I'm gonna put the eyes where these are instead of doing the... I actually might wanna do this anyway. Here, kind of this. Kind of need to visualize this a little bit better so that I do it right. You're supposed to see a little bit of the jaw and everything. I'll fix this in a bit. Frieren's ears go up, so I can't do this kind of thing. Has to kind of do this. Kind of like this. Yeah, it definitely is. The jawline is a tricky part for this. I kind of need to figure out the proportions of the face too, because I'm not going to show that much of the jaw. I'm just going to be lifting it kind of what I've already drawn here. And also, Frieren has this kind of collar that helps a little bit with this as well, because then you don't have to show that much of her neck and everything, but we kind of want to, because it also helps indicate where everything is. It's important to not forget the shape of the face, because she's kind of got a bit of a small round face. The head, I mean. Then there's the expression as well. You can be you can really like work on the Positioning of everything. Let's see. Hello Remy, welcome. Just gotta get the shape of everything properly here. It's also very anime, so the face is kind of flat. Even though we're giving all the shapes, the face is still a little flat. Because I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but anime faces tend to be more like kind of like this. You know, if it's round, if it's like a ball, the face, it tends to be kind of flat, and then the rest has kind of the shape around it. 3D anime characters tend to get rendered that way as well. The toon shading and stuff, the face kind of looks flat, tends to never be shaded that much. Bill, you're in my top 3 this year. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you. That's right. YouTube is doing the what's it called again? The recap stuff, right? I know of Cardcaptor Sakura. I've not watched it. Gotta also be important to make note of where everything is in the face here too, in relation, because Frieren still has a bit of a chin in proportion to the rest of the face, right? And it's kind of pointy. The chin is kind of pointy as well, so it's gonna be really tricky to set up. I don't think my recap is in either yet. Last year I feel like I didn't get it until super late, so I don't really know. Like a lot of the other people in Globie, other talents in Globie were talking about, yeah, like getting a lot of like each other and stuff. Like, oh, I've watched your streams a lot, you know. But I remember not getting my recap until very late. I thought I wasn't gonna get it, or I had missed it, but apparently not. Okay, kind of liking this. Kind of liking the angle of the face. Gotta make sure it meets the chin there. I don't think you get one if you have turned off history. Oh, interesting. That's very true. Then again, you still... Like last year I hadn't turned off history. That's a new thing I did. But I still get recaps for my channel, so... But that's a good point. Maybe that is something. Maybe that is something that I'll miss out on because of the freezing history. The ear is not pointing up. This is not the right angle for the ear. I'm going a bit too much on feel, but I think at some point you just kind of... I like to kind of draw the way kind of like in a way as I don't really sculpt, but it's... I've been told that the way I approach a picture tends to kind of be like 3D sculpting. Makes me kind of realize that maybe I should have tried 3D at some point. I did, and it didn't work with how I wanted to get the kind of like, you know how sculptors of old have said that they see the picture, they see they just kind of take the chisel to the stone until they kind of bring out what they already saw in the stone, so to say, you know? I think I really like how the face is looking though. The shapes are pretty, the shapes are looking pretty solid. I gotta remember that, you know, the collar needs to go up a little higher as well, so we'll see how this works out. This part is tricky. I'm not really sure what to do with the jawline going up to the ear, because the jaw meets the ear. The jawline kind of from the chin to the ear, it kind of meets the ear. And at this point, it just looks like the ear is mounted much higher up than it should be. Then again, her ears are kind of mounted higher up than they should be in a way. So we're just gonna try to make it work anyway. Interesting to draw an elf ear because they always like a little bit of an extended kind of ear. Okay. Another thing that I've done wrong when I've done a low angle is that I tend to draw as much hair as you can see normally, but that doesn't make sense because we're looking at a low angle. So she doesn't have that much hair. For an anime character, you know, we got fringe and then it goes straight into the hair. Like I have a lot of hair sticking up on top of my head, and that's mainly because my hair kind of does a lot of these things, like just lifts. It's just frizzy, fuzzy, but even then you wouldn't see a lot. I'm not gonna be taking random questions this time around because this is a challenge. I am feeling very challenged on this one, so you can talk Frieren with me. You can talk the anime Frieren if you would like, but the anything that isn't relevant to what we're doing right now, I will not be answering. For now, at least, until I feel a little bit more comfortable where we are. All right? It's also important to remember that this part doesn't go like this. It also has a shape here. It's just the fact that this is the tip of the chin as well, right? So this itself is just kind of where the edge goes because of the jaw, but then everything underneath here also still gets its own rendering, you know? You don't have to force the topic, but yeah, has anyone, I can at least bring the topic up, right? Has anyone watched Frieren or know anything about it? Frieren for me, hello Witchy, was one of those shows that a lot of people were talking about. So I gave it a try, and I couldn't watch more than 2 episodes because its focus is so much on mortality and loss. And having experienced that, I did not find that cozy one bit. The humor in it did not carry the rest of the message of mortality and loss. So I just couldn't with it, really. I kind of waited for a long time for it to kind of pick up and go places, but it still stayed there. So I picked up the manga and read a bit. Kind of liked where it was going. Still was very much about legacy, leaving something to the world for when you're gone. Because Frieren is an elf. She seemingly immortal, age-wise. Like, you know, you don't age. Can be killed, but you know, you don't age. So she kind of comes off as very doesn't really care much about celebrating things along the way. In the first episode, there's they have defeated the demon king of the world. She was part of the party that did it, and they are celebrating. Watching also like a star fall thing that happens once every 50 years, and everyone's really amazed at like, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. And she's kind of like, I know a better place to watch this, because she's already seen it. It's not this once in a lifetime kind of thing. It's for her, you know, she's already seen it. And it isn't until she loses her party members. This is still episode 1, by the way. It isn't until she kind of loses some of the people that were kind of precious to her from age that she starts realizing kind of how fleeting it is for humans, you know? So, yeah, when it's a bit of a heavy, it's a very heavy heavy topic. It might hit just right when you kind of are looking for something to focus on, kind of how do you say, like if you're like Joey says, when you're grieving and stuff like that, depending on what part of grieving you're at or how that kind of hits you. I totally understand that definitely is the case. But I kept reading. You're asking what chapter I'm on. I'm not gonna say what happens on the chapter because we're very far ahead. I believe I've seen some of the parts that I've read recently in terms of like characters introduced and things like that. But I'm way past the mage trials. And then I still had more to read, but it just kind of wasn't. I was skipping pages. It was doing the thing where, you know, you follow I watch a show for the characters, and then they kind of run out of things to do, so they introduce new characters to kind of build up something, like for foreshadowing effects and stuff. So I haven't picked it back up again. I like the characters. I like how they are kind of introduced, portrayed. Fern and Stark are 2 characters that join Frieren in her journeys, and I think they're really well made. I think they're really cute and funny in certain moments, and they're also really cool and supportive because they teach Frieren. Frieren is like very old, very wise, has seen a lot of things. But in that same way, she lacks a lot of common sense because, you know, common sense, what is that anyway? It's kind of just what is relevant in that century kind of thing, you know? So I might read more of it later on, maybe when I'm done with my books. She has a lot of common sense for someone that is so Asian. That's true. That's true. She's on a different level, scale when it comes to common sense, you know? She has her own. Hello Natsu, welcome. But yeah, I remember feeling like the voices were kind of weird, because when you read a manga, you give the characters your own voices. And then when the anime comes out, it's kind of voicing goes to the relevant voice actors. So at some point you're kind of like, huh, that's how they sound like? Oh, okay. Okay, so I feel like the face is quite like small, quite round. So we're gonna work from this, all right? The hair is a little bit too there's too much volume to that hair. It needs to be closer to the head. And let's see. I feel like the nose isn't positioned properly. Trying to look at what the face is shaped like, and it doesn't really feels like it goes deep there and then out again. So we'll fix it in a bit. I'm gonna start rendering a little bit, and then we can fix the positioning as we go, see if it makes sense or not. But yeah, this angle is not to be trifled with. It suffers no fools. I'm kidding. His hair kind of stops there. I'm gonna be careful with that. This hair actually goes down quite a lot over her eyebrow on both sides, so kind of need to adjust this a bit. So here the angle is like this on the hair, but from this angle it's gonna probably end up more like a this kind of deal. So this one goes like that. You get me? And this one it's more like a straight angle. Just a little bit angled up there, and then kind of just follows a straight line this way. Da, 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 ra, da, 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 da. I think we're making sense of it. You probably... Ooh, her eyes are big. Her eyes are big. Did not notice that up until we made this... We turned the white to black. Interesting. Alright, copy paste. Yeah, the nose is definitely in a wrong position. Still not in the... No, still not right. That's more like it, I think. Could still be a little bit closer to the eye. That's a bit more like it. That eye still looks weird. That eye still looks weird. She's looking away. Because the iris is... it's kind of bigger than the... than the other eye. Aye. Okay. This is difficult too because I want to move the eye out, but if I do that too much, it's gonna end up with like if the whether it's got 5,000-yard stare or like a lazy eye. So this is. I was expecting this to be kind of like bordering on surgical precision, but this is still surprising me. But I think it's looking pretty good. I think it's looking alright. Our angle is not as extreme as this one. It's not very high up. I'm lifting my head, but it only tracks up until that point, so... Kinda want to show the eyelids a little bit from the bottom. Also brings me to the fact that we could probably move this to the front a bit, too. Yeah, that's much better. Oh. Hey. That's not bad. She even has a bit of like longing, you know, kind of the expression, the eyes looks kind of sad, but not really, you know. Well, looking at something beyond, deep in thought. Bit of melancholy, maybe. Where are my boss music that I like? This is a challenge. Okay. I'm feeling a little bit calmer. I like this base that we have. Gonna be important to change the shapes of the eyes, because this is like the shape of the eye that I got because of kind of the trying to get the angle right, but I don't find that it really looks a lot like Frieren. You know, that's not Frieren's eyes. These might still be too big. And I find that it's really important for their... I mean, I would get away, I know I would get away with just kind of drawing this character with elf ears, put her in Frieren's clothes, and I would get away with it. Because it would be recognizable enough. But Frieren has kind of small eyes. Wouldn't you say? And they're not super far apart, but... So, we kind of need to make it look like Frieren. Oh, I saw something Frieren related, by the way. It's just like how they mention how they name the characters, right? It's a very German-based naming convention, isn't it? Frieren being like, what is it? Cold, freezing, freeze. Himmel being the hero of the party that vanquishes the demon lord. I'm assuming Frieren is Himmel is sky, because he's very blue. He's very sky blue color, right? Hello, Tony. And there was a character, remember, that was I didn't think too much about when I learned their name, but the name is Ubel, I think. Ubel. Which I was kind of like, when I saw the meme, that was kind of like people that know German kind of like raise eyebrow. People that don't, and it's just Frieren with her like blank face. Yeah, exactly, Ubel. And I'm just taking, it makes me think of the naming conventions that, you know, kind of like, this is going to be a cool name, but the foreshadowing is just kind of like, come on, please. For those that don't know, I believe Ubel means evil. So, POV, me when they suddenly betray someone, like, oh, really? Oh gosh, I did not see that one coming. Anyway, maybe that's also kind of, maybe I shouldn't have mentioned that, because if people are watching the show and don't know German, it might come as a surprise. I just thought it was funny, but maybe we shouldn't discussing the show too much. It might be spoiling for people. It's difficult to discuss an ongoing show if you have read the manga but haven't actually watched the animation, because you don't know how far people have gone. Ah, it could be sick. Okay. It does. Dun. Okay, so that's more the eye shape of Frieren. It really changes her eyes. You feel sick. Yeah, okay. That's interesting. Oh. This eye is a bit tricky to shape. Probably should just focus on bringing this shape back in here instead. Oh my goodness, this is taking me for a spin. Okay. Ooh, interesting. I like this. I like this because I'm like at the verge of learning something. Here we go. There we go. Okay, getting there, getting there. Maybe less visible skill area. Kinda. Not really. Not really. That eye I really like. The other one's giving me a bit of trouble. Ooh, okay, that's pretty close actually. It's kind of starting to look like Frieren. So the shape of the eye really changes the character, and I feel like sometimes it can just, you see the character drawn, but it's not. There's something missing, because I feel like even if your art style isn't anime, you can still shape the eyes to look a certain way, you know. I've already mentioned this being something that I've come across in commissions and things like that for like my own representation. Your knowledge of fine art after all these years hit me like a whiplash. You're uncomfortable. Yeah, I am self-taught. We'll see if we're gonna get to something that looks pretty good. To me, you're doing so good and kind of effortlessly. Really, I am. I'm feeling quite like this is a boss battle. Because I eyeball a lot. I just kind of, I love sketching, and doing it this way is like sketching without having to commit. So it's just always fun to kind of try different things, rearrange. Everything is always, of course, going to be like very few layers as well. Okay, I'm a little tricky turkey for a little tip on this. What is happening with the other eye? I think it's because of the tip here. Tricky turkey meaning that if you have an idea, you can pitch in a bit. I'm trying to match the eyes, and this one is kind of, I don't know if they look like they match. Maybe I need to lower it. Actually, it might be too high up. Let's try it out. Hello, Nico. Oh, let's see. That's Nye. It is Nye, right? Yeah. Like, the channel has undergone like a change where chat now shows the username. So I'm just gonna make sure that it's you. Might wanna draw a line between the eyes that is the same angle as the face. That's a pretty good one. I do believe that the eye is a bit too high up, so we're gonna have a look at that. Tracy, hi. I didn't draw for a long time already. This really reminds me of the joy back in the old days. Of drawing. Yeah, let's bring back the guidelines actually. Kind of like this, yeah? And I think that definitely is the case with those eyes. Used to draw a lot too. I actually stopped drawing at some point. I'm really glad I found my way back. I'm gonna use these guidelines to see if we can... Oh. Oh. What was the old one? What is the new one? Oh, still difficult. Old one, new one. It's such a... Honestly, when you're doing character details and stuff, it can just be about a millimeter or something. And it makes all the difference. Right now, it feels like the eyes are not looking at the same thing. But, can't waste the gift. Thank you. I'm happy too. For this one, normally I could just render things out and it'll be fine. But for this one, I feel like it's very important to get the... to get all of these details in where they need to be. I'm glad you say so, Tracy. I really like drawing, and I also like hosting some art challenges. If you draw yourself, you want to have a hand at it again. Welcome all kinds of like all the art prowess in the channel. I think this is good enough for now. We'll get back to adjusting that eye later. So this needs to go in a... Yeah. Okay, I get what you mean. It kind of needs to be a little bit like this is not giving depth. This is not giving the angle of the eye. I get what you mean. I get what you mean. If I were to think about the eyes being round, then this might need to go in a little bit. I might be able to do something about it in the rendering. She's looking at something else now. That's the problem with it. Just a tiny smidge. Okay, you know what? I'll get back to this in just a moment. I'm gonna start putting in some of the shapes in, and it'll work out okay. Right now her head is also very, like her neck is very wide as well. So we just gotta, I'm gonna keep doing things. I got like an hour to do the rest of this, so especially since I started late. I just want to get at least a base in and we can work on this later again. The shape of the hair I like as is. Kind of like this. Here it goes back. She needs a sturdy neck. Yeah, I get that. I'm gonna have to soften this a bit. Soften this because it's when it's very defined. It's more kind of masculine representing than, you know, cute, raw, soft, round shapes. Anyway, I'm really excited about the next part, so I'm just let me just get her hair in a bit. So important to make sure that the shape of the head actually meets the rest. Actually, even wondering if I should kind of the ear might have to go in a little bit more. For the sake of the rest of the shape of the head, you know? Okay, let me check out my ref a bit. Maybe even less. This is me doing my usual sculpting drawing kind of thing. Let's add a little bit more, let's remove a little bit, let's add a bit more, let's remove a little bit. Till we get there. Okay, well, Frieren, time to put a bit of this on you. Time to indicate your hair as well. She has two. They're not really shown how well where they are attached, how they are attached. They're just gonna come out of her head. So, this kind of goes down kind of in front of the head like this too, and then I'm gonna just have it be on her shoulder. Now this is the next part of this drawing, right? Next part is what is the body position, because obviously the shape, the angle of everything. I still think the you know what, I see it as well. The face is a bit too kind of straight. Now it's a little bit lower, which makes it a bit better. Because if we look at the like Miri was saying, if we do lines on the face, I tend to use this kind of guideline where on the face it's almost like a mask, right? And this mask itself goes in on the head like this. If we look at it like a ninja mask, with the nose here and the mouth. So if I'm thinking about it like that, if it's angled upwards, we should see less of this part and more of this part. Just generally of a balance kind of thing, right? So with that in mind, this part, this part sticks out a bit more up the top. Meaning everything gets lifted. Leonardo. Like the first I was like, Da Vinci? No, actually. Well, technically, right? Ninja. Hello, Bok Hong Kong. Bok Hong Kong? Not good at pronouncing. Sorry. The pronouncifications. Okay. Da, 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 da. I really like how the sketch is turning out, though. It's gonna be nice for some additional rendering after as well. It's important the pupil is actually a bit more, like, not very centered. It's not pasted on the outside of the eye. It's on the inside, right? And the eye is round, so. Da Vinci? Da Vinci. What is that from again? I know Rhubarb would mention Da Vinci a lot. I was like, I've heard it. Kind of remind me of the guy from the moving castle. Why, thank you. Now that I look at myself and you say that, I see it. Well, I'm an owl, so it's not Howl's moving castle. It's Owl's moving castle. Welcome. I'm an artist. I'm a cozy gamer. I'm Vilhelm Vanderbos, and you are absolutely welcome back anytime you would like. Hang out with me and watch what we do. Yes, Miri. All right, fine. You get the line. There you are, sweetheart. I've been looking everywhere for you. Unprompted saying I remind you of Howl gives you a Howl's moving castle line. You what? Me what? Who? Don't do that so unannounced. You need to be prepared for that. Keep them guessing. Keep them guessing. It's gonna be so funny if this is all I do with this challenge. It's just Frieren's head on a box. How long have you been drawing? Quite a long time. I can't give a specific. But I've been, it's been a really fun journey. And I'm self-taught, so it's been like a lot of it. Some of the times I've really spent time just kind of studying things, learning things. I guess we're not gonna see the shoulder. The shoulder is hidden behind the hair. Because the other hair comes down there. This is tricky because her hair goes out and in. It goes there and back again. And then how I'm not entirely sure I know or can estimate how much this protrudes, her chest protrudes. But I don't think that's very important because she has the I don't know what do you call this? What do you call this? Quickly, people, plumies that know, what do you call that kind of garment, that kind of clothing? Would you call it a cape? Would you call it I don't know, but we got cosplayers, we got knowledgeable plumies. Is it a cape? Is it a cape? Is it a cape though? Capelet. A capelet. I need to know because a certain other character I like wears them. Poncho. A poncho. Draw, pilgrim. Half cape. Capelet. A little cape. A capey. Cloak. Cloak needs a hood, I believe, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so this Roblox kind of, I guess it's Roblox, right? They have like Minecraft Frieren here. You kind of see her body kind of coming out a little bit here too. So I might need to give a little bit of where this protruding from the middle. Okay. It's almost a Google. A Google? You mean I should Google what it is? Cape covers at least the whole upper body. Capelet is the small one. Okay. Capelet. I don't like this angle. I'm gonna have to select a point of maybe here to kind of pick where it changes direction. What is the other cool? Oh, I believe this song is pretty cool. It starts a bit yeah, I like this one. You can also call it a pelerine. Pelerine? Pelerine. Cape. Let. Google. Google the Google. Google. Thank you. Reference for another drawing I'm doing. Here we go. What are you wearing, Frieren? So this is actually, you see, I'm assuming this is something more like this then. Striped, and then there's actually sleeves underneath of this too. I do not understand. But I do know that we need to lower your shoulders a little bit because you look very freezing. You look very Frieren. No, you need to be a little bit more relaxed, Frieren. We're gonna lower this a bit. Why is this not working? Why is it not drawing? Okay, there you go. Fancy clothes are weird. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how I actually end up getting dressed properly in the mornings. It just sort of happens. I guess it's magic. Art. Ichigo taking notes. I'm just kind of like, are you checking for hints for lore? Artistic legend. Oh. Wait, thank you. I feel like time has slowed down a bit, which is good. We can take some time in rendering things. Also, this is I'm making a bit of a mistake here because I'm giving her a very blocky of a body, but if we're looking up at her, then it really should be this kind of a block, not that kind of a block. Art block. You know what I mean? Your outfit is actually really wearable, Errol. Will some VTuber outfits would stay on the body without actual body? That's true, I guess. I mean, I did think of this outfit as well myself, so it kind of, I guess both outfits are pretty wearable. My V1 and the V2. They wouldn't stay on the body. No, that's true. Hello, Ruka. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. I think for the sake of where the head is going and where the hair is going, it's important to show that it goes past it here in the back, so we don't really see this part from this low angle, so that it then can suddenly just kind of pop up from the other side of the shoulder, you know? Just that in mind. Well, I hope you had a great one. Yosh. Small adjustments all the time. The shapes, I feel like they're falling into place where they need to be, you know? I think plenty is already kind of suggested, indicated in this. So I can go back to the and get the face rendered. All right, I think plenty is indicated here already. The angle is somewhat, it's working out pretty good. I just gotta remember to make, let's see, it's got a fold there. It's like the clothing is getting draped real, really cool. I'm glad you think so. It's just got like a fold here as well, so this also kind of needs to do whatever this is doing. And probably fold in a little bit on itself, you know? Go like up, up, up. And the other side as well. Meet up with this side. Probably need to raise this up a little bit, 'cause she's a bit short. Kinda. We'll fix it later. I think it's important that we get this kind of shape on it. The fact that it's not really, you know, exactly hugging her body. It's just, it has the, I guess that's what it is, draped, right? It's just kind of hanging off of, but having its own shape. I think it's important to include that in this. How do you describe your character? Like my personality or my, or when it comes to just looks in general? Personality, okay, because I was ready to say absolutely beautiful. I would say I'm calm, wholesome. I would care, or I really care about promoting your creativity as well. That's really, honestly, like with a few words: gentle, caring, calm, and anyone can call me a liar as far as if you don't agree. I mean, that's generally what I tend to say. Funny? Well, thank you. I can see. Yeah, they Plumies, my chat, my community will say that I scream in lowercase. So not necessarily very energetic, very active, but you know. That would be me. I like to give you a place to catch your breath and relax. Bag of surprises. Oh. %85 calm, wholesomeness, and sincere. The other 15 is unhinged, punny, and keeps surprising the Plumies. Oh. Keeps on our toes. Yeah, I guess that's true. Can't be too predictable, you know? It's more interesting if you don't you can't see it coming. Bro's eyes is. Am I closing my eyes when I'm looking down on my drawing tablet or my book? I'm gonna assume that there's still a little bit protruding here, so I'm gonna have a little like guess that might show up here. And then we just have the rest of the cape in the back. And of course her arm is actually unexpectedly cheeky. Owl Cannon actually. Isn't it just? We're just a cat operating on bird, like cat software on bird hardware, you know? Bird operating on cat software. This is so sweet. Thank you. Well, because his hone is it like his art, knows exactly the right moment to strike and startle like giggle snort. Yeah, I've gone in with this stream a little bit nervous, so I've not really been my usual flocked in bunny ready to strike at any moment self. It feels like the owl that flies in head first into the snow, you know? What do you call an owl with a magic hat? Magic owl? Houdini. Alright, that's a good one. That's a good one. Alright. Let's see. Nice, alright. Render time. That one is nice. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty nice, pretty nice. Super duper sweet like sugar. Like sugar? Oh my gosh. Oh my hootness. Thank you very much. But you know, like streaming like chat, yeah. I do encourage, I do say, stay lovely. Got a lot of these drawings over Frieren here. There you go, now you can see at least Frieren. Would you say it's a nice? Sure, I would say it's a nice, but not licorice tea. Licorice tasting tea, it's not very nice. Not very nice. I haven't said that in a while, have I? It's very nice. Okay, Frieren, we are gonna look really close at your face. First of all, your eyes. What do your eyes do? What do your... They do nothing. I understand. All right, time to hit the reference. Here's a close up of Frieren, and still doesn't do anything. Frieren, you got a serious case of Genshin eyes, and I can work with it. It's fine. Let's do this. Let's make these eyes beautiful. Worthy of looking at my plumies. Gotta take the angle in mind to consideration as well, which is not always very easy to do. What was your longest artworks? 2 weeks. 2 weeks daily work, 5 days at least every day. I have seen it. Yes, you may quote. You may. The longest art that I've done has been for a publishing of a fanworks thing. I wasn't super good at the time, but I was giving the opportunity. Essentially, if you make something that is good enough, you're in. So I locked in for days upon days upon days of redrawing, perfecting, and as good as I could, and produce something that ended up being a bit overkill. But I made it in. That was a lot of work. I like life simulation games. I like cozy games. I like fighting games. Not that I stream fighting games. The games I like and the games I stream are quite different, because I do not find a lot of the games I like to play very interesting to watch. And I tend to do my best to be my own reference as to what like I wouldn't feel right streaming something I personally do not believe is interesting to watch. You know, great it paid out though. Yeah, thank you. It's I would say it's a life achievement. When I joined Globie, my senpai at the time did an interview, and one of the things was you know, doing art, and one of the things I said that I've been published, and things like that as well. So it's quite something I hold very dear to my heart, that I've managed to do. Because it was very important. It was a very important picture, because it's it kind of struck down the insecurities if I was good enough, you know, if it was good enough to get featured, if I good enough to, you know, be commissioned, be this stuff like that. And I think at some point every artist kind of needs that reinforcement, or like the that no, in fact what you do is good enough, from an external source, you know, someone that just wants to commission you, that doesn't know you, things like that, you know. Because there's always that doubt in the back of your head. At least for me there was always this doubt in the back of my head that, you know, if it's someone you know that is commissioning you or something like that, it's because, I don't know, they would commission regardless of how good you were, in a way. And it's kind of, I feel bad saying that, because at some point, like, the support is still there, but the kind of confirmation of it being I don't know, professional, if you will. Well, the way they say it is kind of just be the way they choose to say it. It's not necessarily like. No, actually, I'm just gonna color sample your eye color here, Frieren. Okay, now we gotta do this on the other side as well, and it's gonna be different. So I think I'm gonna use a little bit of digital art magic. Oh, we're not on the same layer, huh? There you go. I'm gonna grab this. Probably easier if I just redraw it on the other end, because this is never gonna work. Honestly, I'm just gonna redraw it. But yeah, I've at times, even though people don't really mean it in a bad way, you know, it's usually when you get the recognition from other artists or like a art director kind of a deal that sees a lot of art. You know, they have kind of the they know the kind of art that they're looking for and stuff like that, right? That kind of compliment in a way carries a little bit further than when it's from someone that tends to not really have an eye for art. Like if you and it's not that no support, like it doesn't really mean anything, but when you're looking for that personal recognition in a way, not recognition, but like confirmation that you're on par with other people, then it hits harder when it's like from a company maybe that deals with people that are, you know, that you would consider good, or like in my case, when you make it into a fan works book published in Japan with other great artists that are just like, oh wait, I'm in the same book as that person, you know. Then it kind of starts. Then your inner your self doubts they don't have anything because you have this, you know, like. Am I really like on par with them? You're just kind of like, yeah, look, you're in the same book as said person, you know, you filled the same criteria, so what are you gonna, what little lie are you gonna tell yourself now that you're not good enough? You get physical proof that you're, you know, you can it shoots down any lies that you try to tell yourself. But it is definitely, like you say, Mary, it's hard to estimate your own level, because you, just like when you are working on a picture, you're just kind of staring yourself blind at the picture, or kind of, or if you, I don't know, if you grow up next to someone, you kind of see how the changes they go through, because you just see them every day, you know, kind of a thing. And then maybe someone else shows up and they're like, oh my gosh, you changed so much, and you're kind of like, huh, really? Because you've been there all the time. Like, I don't think you've changed much. Then you see a picture or something of, you know, the equivalent of an old picture that you've drawn, and you go like, whoa, yeah, actually, I have gotten pretty good. We're gonna get the base done for this eye and then kind of fill out the face a little bit. Then I'll see if I end up finishing this on stream or if I just work on it on the side. You can kind of see a slight like something that is wrong here as well. Okay, let's see. Let me remove the color for now. Make this work. I love looking back at my old drawings, not only because of the you kind of get, you know, proof in hand on that, you know, how you've gotten better since, but also because sometimes you had some good ideas then that you weren't good enough to I don't know, to draw, to create, to make. And now you are, so you get to revisit that. You go back and see your picture. You're all like, oh, whoa, I can actually draw this now. Good idea with poor skill, yeah. And I think it's at some point I felt like I kind of knew that I wasn't good enough to do some of the things. Seeing how fast time just passes on stream now is also kind of makes me wish I had a lot longer time to work on this right now. You look kind of sad. Yeah, it's very melancholic. I think it's very fitting. Yeah, let's shape her nose a little bit. She doesn't have that very big of a nose. I'm gonna shape this up a little bit. It could very well be Bach that she would be missing him all. Just a bit of a shape, just a little bit of shape, just a little bit of shape. There we go. That's kind of looking the way I had intended for it. I'm gonna fix her mouth. But also, if I change her mouth to look happy, like the initial drawing, then this would kind of be more of a, you know, remembering some good memories or something. Because this one has a happy smile, right? Very snazzy, very snouty, very nosy, very nosy. Is that good? What is your drawing pattern? I don't know what a drawing pattern is. Like the order of things, how I draw things. It's standing out on the face. It stands out a bit. That's good. It is the nose. Yes, that. Oh, I mentally. Oh gosh, what is happening with the expression? I mentally imagine it, and then I kind of go all over the place until I get there. So chaotic, I guess. There's also one layer, just with very few layers. This mouth is no looky very goody. Now it looky a little bettery. And it kind of looks like Frieren too. Mess around and find out? No. I am very confident in my method, or what is the saying again? Trust the process. I'm confident in my process. Started making it, had a mental breakdown. Bon appetit is Ville's method. Had a mental breakdown? Do I have mental breakdowns? Do I really? Maybe. Nah. Remind me when I had a mental breakdown. I kind of want to remember. I don't remember. Only in Lifeline. At the very beginning. Oh, today, yes. Today I had a meltdown because all my references were gone. But then I realized, you know, like, I maybe had too many references and I just needed to believe in myself. And I could do it with less. Ah, that's a cute little smiley mouth if I ever saw one. Yes, yes, yes. I wanted to do a reference, but I don't think I've ever talked about it here. Sometimes I would do in Swedish. Sometimes I would make the joke of like taking song lyrics or sayings, and then literally translate them. So a celebratory "yes baby" would essentially end up like "yes infant." That's a little side note of silly things I would do. I was about to say like "yes infant," but no one would get it. So now you know. Now you know, and can expect the silliness. This eye no looky. This eye no looky righty. This eye looky pretty goody. This eye. Aye. It doesn't look batty, but it's kind of just looking okay next to that other eye over there. Interesting. Da, 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 da. I gotta figure out why this isn't working properly. probably needs to be lower. English proverbs. I was gifted one of those books that make that the cat wise, but I never felt like they really translated them properly. I would like more literal translation. What more struggle to draw hand or eye? What if it's not a struggle? What is more struggle? Out of between those two, hands, but I like drawing hands. Seal of approval, Sehond font, Goedkeurig. Yeah, nice, okay, I like that, I like that, I like that. That is very very appropriate, very accepted, very encouraged, very nice. Also very on brand, I would say. You like the puns. Those are very that's very punny. All right, you know what? I'm all right with this. I see this. I'm seeing it for what it is. She looked pretty good. She looked pretty good. I'm happy with this. Let's render out the face a bit softer, so there's not that very obvious jaw happening. Let's bring in a little bit of blurriness. I also kind of copy this away a bit just to get a little backup. Deer and overstop for Animal Crossing. Yeah. Would you draw yourself like the ref like this? I don't know. That's I feel like this is difficult enough. I could, I guess. It would take me just about as long because I have to build it from the OG one. Like this one? Oh. No, I don't think I will. It would be funny though, but I don't think I will be doing it. Look at that indicated secondary lighting right there. Let's bring in the color. Mokara. All right. I would call that a good point. I would call it a good point if you manage to get this the head well shaped. But she's looking really cute. I'm really happy with this. We gotta get the shape of this down again. Something like that, I guess. And then we do the... There you go. Just some shading to really bring out the shape of what we are shading. Just a little bit to kind of bring out the shape. There you go. I feel like I'm gonna find something I'm gonna want to change later on, but... But yeah, it's very far from done, really. The shading, that shading is shading the shapes that you're shading. Sounds like a tongue twister, yeah. Shade the shading of the shades that are shading. Haha, you blew it. Oh no, lifeline. I'm getting, oh no, I'm getting the lifelines again. For those that don't know, I'm playing a game called Lifeline. I played it yesterday. It does not like to play nice. You know what I should do? I should save. I haven't even saved once. Frieren. I don't even care about the spelling right now. I have to save. Ha 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 ha. Hello, Citri. Sir, hello. Hi. What's up? What's is there something wrong? Bill, why are you like this? I don't know, Mary. I don't know. I don't mean to be. Got you in my side. You're looking, okay. Good. Like what you see. I'm kidding. Are these your guard owls? My plumies are not my guard owls. They are my companions. Ooh, look at shiny plumie. What does your ally? Oh. What does thine elf eye see? That's a tongue twister in its own. They're taking the plumies to Isengard. God. Oh, the plumies. The plumies to Isengard. The Isengard. God. How does owl taste? You know what? I don't know. And I'm not about to find out. We're going on an adventure. Gloomy Baggins, do not take me of an owl of cheap tricks. One does not simply fly into Mordor. One does not simply. Can owls deliver mail? Can owls deliver mail? I know certain owls do. Exactly, they're the slowest flying birds. They're not pigeons. Pigeons are pretty good with delivering messages. At least that's silent mail, you know? Oh, I guess I'm an owl like that too. When you say I keep you on your toes, you just never see it coming. Silent mail. At least they look cool doing it if they do. That's very true. In that way, I'm very much an owl as well. I'm slow, but you know, but I look cool doing what I do. Frieren. I still in love how owlets sleep, just face planted in the nest. Really? Splach. I've seen that that gif of the sleepy owlet because of I guess their head is a bit big, you know. They're just kind of like meh. That's like a good nap position. Sounds like something I would wake up out of a dream that I fell into the water. Usually when I do, I have my face against the pillow. Their heads are too heavy. Oh, so cute. Good thing plumies are mainly just the head. Face planted plumie. Okay, we've reached the end of the stream. I don't know if I have anything I would like to add to this before we wrap up. But thank you for giving me what the different garments and clothes are called. It's gonna come in handy for some reference searching later. Earring, that's true. She does have one on each ear, but yeah. Oh, they're just a thick neck. Dang. Bloomy's neck is swole. Gloomies be small, but they swole. Let's see, how big is your earring? It's pretty big. Reference gathering, huh? Yes, for another picture I'm working on. It's really just my own personal fan art project. I hope I can show you guys at some point. Maybe I'll work on it more on stream at some point. Yeah. I don't think you would see the head any more than you kind of already do. I think this angle is pretty good. Maybe a little bit more of the head. Stream is just practice for Will's passion project. I mean, if only I would do a lot more of my own passion projects. But I've already said so when it comes to art on stream. Today I was a little bit more locked in, but I seldom really hit the zone while drawing on stream. That's not to say I don't like streaming art. It's just not the most efficient way of working on it, you know? I've just had this idea in my head for a while, and I just really wanted to get it out, and it's looking pretty good. I kind of would rather surprise you with it. It's just really my own, like I said, my own passion project. So we'll see later if I can show you in a good way. But right now we have another one, which is this picture. I hope seeing my progress makes it make a little bit more sense. I find it's really difficult to kind of narrow it down as a way to kind of like, oh yeah, I just do this when I draw. Because it really is very similar to sculpting. I get a mental image. Once the mental image is set, I just kind of try to work towards that. But that also kind of makes it a little bit sporadic, and sometimes the mental image doesn't cover everything, like maybe a potential background or lighting, and then I have to kind of redo it later. That's just how I feel like would be. It's fun to kind of build a picture on stream. This one has been a little bit slower because of the kind of needing to get some stuff right from the get-go. But it's still built in the same way that I would in my pictures, you know? Yeah, I think the narration might help. You're right. That's pretty good. Thanks for saying that. You guys are pretty. Thank you. Just doing a little bit of rim lighting, edge lighting. Oh, this is one that's going to be tricky. Oh, it needs to be a little bit less, because I think it will be make it look interesting. Yeah, there you go. A little bit, almost like lip gloss, you know? Just a little bit of it. And then of course on her actual lips as well. A little bit of blur. Like this. Like you zoom in close, you see all the like little scratchy brushwork, but generally we work towards something that is, you know, we work around this kind of zoom out thing. And then I really like the little extra scratchy brushwork because it gives it, you know, the little flaws make it more, make it have more personality, you know? Kind of part of my style per se. All right, I'm like excited to look back at this later as well. Thank you. To see what things I would change. So I'll take a little break from this and we come back at it later on stream. I think I'll be finishing my entry for my for the art challenge on because we're not that far away from it, but still another stream for the art challenge to be done, I think. But yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Some of these angles that need fixing later, but for now, it's all Gucci. Okay, let's leave it there for now, right? Oh, keep forgetting I'm over here. Ooh, where is it? Where is it? Ah, there we go. Hutsu, everybody. The whiplash into the Hutsu. Hutsu, Hutsu, Hutsu. Thank you so much for this. I feel like I was able to draw actually better than I expected. I think it's looking pretty good. It was quite a challenge to get this done, the angle and everything. I should really also give proper credit to the person that drew this from the get-go. Space Dev. Space Dev 1. Space Dev 1 is the one that did this. And you started quite a movement with this Space Dev. I think it's really cool. If you ever watch this, I've had fun taking on the challenge. And I hope you keep growing. Looking forward to seeing more art from you. We say Hutsu. We say Hutsu because instead of Otsu, which is usually what, especially VTubers that are with connections to Japanese affiliates. Because in Japanese, Otsu is short for Otsukare-sama deshita, which means job well done, thank you for your hard work. And our version is because I'm an owl. And yeah, job well done goes to me, goes to you guys, because I've been here working on this meme. Not meme, but this trend. Let me just get up close. Hey, hi. And you guys have been all lovely there, supporting me and keeping me company. And I'll always appreciate that. So Hutsu to you guys too. Now, what's next? I would say, let's see, is this the right schedule? Yes. We did the art and chat. Tomorrow is Gartic Phone for members, right here. The members of the channel, which is a paid subscription, we're going to play Gartic Phone, actually play Gartic Phone this time. Because last time we did a soft launch for the Discord. It's coming along pretty good. It's coming along pretty good, and we will we'll be having it a public opening at least maybe a week from now or something. We're gonna do some Gosh, I'm missing so many words right now. I'm so sorry. I feel like a bit out of it with the words. But we're gonna look at some last things to put together, and we will make it public so all the plumies can join. On Saturday, I'm going back to art. I'm gonna do more art, but it's gonna be the art challenge that I've currently got hosted. You can see more information about it in the video description. And we'll be back to Juniper, Stormfrost, our character that we call, that we named that. And hopefully we finish it, because I think I haven't looked at it since last time, but I do feel like we got a lot of progress done. So we're just gonna add in a little bit extra stuff. Looking forward to that, actually. Let me see if we're gonna generate a new one as well, or if we work on Frieren. We'll see. But yeah, the challenge starts first, and that is the rest of the week. Sound good? I'm gonna look if there's anyone streaming that we can raid. No, actually, I'll leave it like that. I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. And just thank you guys for being lovely. Contemplating giving an unprompted howl line again, but I think I will just leave it for some other time. You least expect it. So yeah, thank you so much for today. Stay lovely, everybody. We'll say bye-bye for now. You're welcome, Jennifer, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye-bye-bye-bye-bye-bye-bye. Stay lovely, everybody. See you again real soon. Tomorrow for the members, Saturday for everyone else. And doo-doo-doo-y. Dag. Good afternoon. I said good afternoon.